are back today and we are reviewing Ready to Love, Honey. Ooh. Yes, they meet the parents.
Yes.
Yeah, very interesting.
So what do you think so far?
I thought it's so hard to come after Phil, who brought like a dozen white roses and a dozen red roses, and Dante brought some multicolored, look like Dollar General roses that looked fake. Honey,
they actually did look like some fake flowers.
I know. I'm like, who gets a woman multicolored roses?
Or fake, were they roses or carnation? I wasn't sure.
They look like carnations to me.
But yeah.
And you didn't get Aisha nothing?
Yeah.
That's not a good look, boo.
Like Frank came with something for no, not Frank. Phil came with something for Sydney, for Mama, and for the daddy. Got some drink or something.
And a teddy bear for maybe the dog.
Wrapped. Yeah.
So, I mean, that's how it should be.
Yeah.
You didn't get her nothing. You didn't get the brother nothing. And you have 3 baby mamas. You actually kind of have to overcompensate a little bit. I'm sorry, but I'm just saying. Typically, if you have 1 baby mama, it's all good.
Right.
But then
he had but they seem to like him, right? The mom was happy for her. The mom seems really humble too, just like her daughter.
Yeah.
And the brother too. They all seem to have that kind of really calm demeanor.
Apple don't fall far from the tree.
Yeah, in that family, I just love Aisha.
Aisha and her body, honey.
You've got to do like, if she does feminine classes and she does some workout videos,
yes.
I will purchase that.
I'll be there live,
okay?
sis.
Yes, I will.
Motivation
do
for
that.
2022. Oh, hold on, wait. But
yes.
we have to say Happy New Year!
So
Happy New
oh
Year!
Oh my God! Happy New Year! We know that you tell God thank you for the life.
We tell God thank you for the lifeful.
That's a song that we always sing.
Yes, but by the time you guys see this, right now it's like what 8 o'clock. By the time y'all see, it'll probably be midnight.
It'll be New Year's Day.
But yes, and then we wanted to talk about who was just recently Mootman. Now wait,
Mootman.
I don't want to be shady, but
let's get into the shade. I remember when she used to, when she could not wait. She could not understand why Corey was talking to other people, and she needed to know right now. And then who else was it? She was like that.
Walter.
Walter, when Sabrina was sitting next to him. I guess, like you were saying, she thought she had options, or maybe she thought she had time. Now, all of a sudden, when you only got one person, boo,
and it's almost over
because you realize that Walter has moved on to Sabrina,
she ruined it.
Well, you're the one who kind of broke up with Walter. Like, she was like, "I'm done," and she stormed off. But now, all of a sudden, you're like, "Well, now I'm waiting for Frank to make up his mind if it's you or Sydney." And what is sad is that he was not even your first choice.
Yeah, but you see,
that's what happens when you're impatient. Women, you gotta learn
until you're forced to be patient.
Patience. You came to this game. You know what the game is about. This is what, like, the 3rd, 4th, 5th season. You know what the game is about. Patience.
Play the game.
And Corey may have actually, ended up, I think that was her first choice. That's what it seemed to be for me.
Yeah.
And then it was Walter, and then Frank was down the totem pole.
I really like Corey with that other girl. I mean,
Which one?
She was a little aggressive. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I liked them together.
Yeah, I did.
But yeah, Mootman, you should have just been humble. You should have just waited. Should have taken a page out of Aisha's book, because she told all y'all what y'all should have did. Y'all should have listened, because she's the oldest, I think.
She was saying that.
I know. You just
about some things.
Yeah.
See if we can move forward.
I like that.
Yeah. Now Aisha looks wise. I mean, she acts wise beyond her age. So I don't know if she's the oldest.
Maybe not. I'm sorry, girl.
But I think it's her wisdom. I'm thinking. You know, you think
what?
I think it just came down to what's my decision, and things just got a little out of control.
He met Shiloh at a bar.
No, they got into a disagreement at a bar, and he said things got too heated. Right. Yeah, and some things were said.
I'd like to actually hear from Phil first.
Okay.
Now Tommy's playing therapist.
Why are we here?
Oh, Lord.
The other night, we had an argument. We went out, and long story short,
Tommy.
we just had a big falling out, and it spiraled out of control. You want to elaborate?
Yeah. At the retreat, I shared with Phil that, you know, I'm choosing him and that, you know, I want to really pursue this connection. And his response was, aw, hugged me and gave me a peck on the lips, gave me a kiss on the lips. And I was really happy. I was like, oh, wow, that's affection.
So you got the response you wanted.
The
You
physical
wasn't expecting
response.
it, yeah.
That, right, I wasn't expecting that, but that physical response. But then on the ride home, I was processing, and I was like, I don't think he really even answered my question or communicated back to me how he
That's
was
why you
feeling.
shouldn't get physical
So
with
I
anybody
asked at the bar
before marriage.
I said, hey, how
Just
do you feel about this? And his response to me is like, you know, just relax, just trust me. It's a process. We're still going through the process. Like, I got you. I got you. So I was like, okay.
So I got you doesn't really give you clarity. That's okay.
No, it doesn't give me clarity. We had a conversation in the club, at the space, near the end of the night when people are like leaving. Tones of voice raised. That's when the conversation escalated. And I'm like, I just want to answer. A direct answer could have just eliminated this entire situation. It didn't have to turn
She has
into
aged
all
about 5 years, and now
Let's
one night
take that back.
she
I
looks
did technically
upset.
get an answer to the question when the defensive
Bags
behavior
under
started
the
taking
eyes.
place.
She probably
So
asleep.
I
She
guess
like-
there's my answer.
Let me ask y'all something.
My thing is,
Y'all was out. And y'all been drinking?
Yes, we drank before.
You too? One shot. Okay, guys.
So Tommy, in that moment,
Why did Tommy like this? Like, already making his
because
decision.
I am
Tommy
like,
ain't no damn therapist. Y'all shouldn't be there.
take
Hold on.
space to literally just breathe anywhere away from him at that moment.
Okay.
Don't touch me.
Okay.
When you take it to the extent where you picking me up and you're not allowing me to leave, don't touch me. So it was picking me up to try to get me back to the car. I'm like, yo, I'm not incapable of walking back to the car. He didn't have to take it there. There was an experience that I had before, and it triggered me. In my teenage years, there was a lot of verbal and emotional abuse that I went through. I'm processing all of that. So the fact that this man tried to physically take control of the situation is a lot.
You
okay.
picked her up.
What
When
does that
She
mean?
doesn't want to be touched, and she wants her space. She's walking away. It's 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. Is that late?
Yeah.
Y'all should have had y'all ass at home.
Yeah.
Y'all really should have had y'all butts at home.
I wish I didn't go out. She's walking away.
They're grown
It's
adults. They
turned
ain't your
into
children.
Some weird alley. At this point, I want to make sure that she's good. I took her back towards the direction of the car. This is crazy. I
He
mean,
was just trying to protect
DC.
her. She's walking into an
I
alley.
don't know.
Well,
That's how
well-
she felt. And, you know, men have a way of
She's
turning
walking
things
into an
around.
alley. He probably was trying to grab her before
I'm trying to picture
she, some
Yeah.
guy down the alley attacks her. Then he got a fight.
myself. Now, me as a man.
And he
What I
cannot
wanted-
fight, maybe, or
anything.
something.
I don't know. I think it could
Let
have
me
been
see.
deeper
Let
than
me see.
that.
And I want to know where you're going because I got to make sure you're all right.
Yeah.
Let me put myself in your shoes. I'm walking away. You have pissed me off.
It's 4 o'clock in the
Give me a
morning.
little bit of space. Let me have that.
Yeah,
We got to know where the boundaries are. This is bad.
yeah. I mean,
You didn't have to grab her. You could have just
Actually-
followed behind her. You didn't have to touch her, though.
I can understand both,
We should
though.
not have tried
If you're
that.
going down a damn alley,
It was the wrong.
Just
thing.
follow behind her. Why do you have
I'm
that
not going to follow
physically
behind
touch
you because
her?
I don't want to go into danger.
This wasn't
You're
right.
putting me in danger now. I got to
So,
grab you. Got to be in the car.
where do we go?
You can be upset and have
Don't
space in the
touch
back
me,
seat.
though.
Oh, my
Don't touch
goodness.
me if
Look at
I'm
you.
angry. That man could have been angry. We don't know
Okay.
what happened,
You
but
know
the way
something?
she's acting, I think could have been something
Because
else.
we made eye contact.
Let's
Did
not
he hit
discredit
her?
the woman.
I'm not discrediting her. I'm just like,
Hold on, wait.
Do you still like this lady?
not like that. I don't.
Hold on,
Do you
wait.
still like this person?
She still likes
That's what it
him.
all boils down to.
No, it does
Do we
not.
let this bump us off and we just go our separate ways? Or do we learn from it and say, hey,
No,
let's
I
talk.
think
Let's
it's
figure
I
time.
think
out
it's time
if
to.
we got something. That's what the journey is supposed to be about. Do we have something?
He has something with
I will
Sydney,
walk
and
with
he
quickly.
is emotionally
I think
detaching
this
from
still fills
Shiloh.
in.
Yeah.
Both of you got a lot of thinking to do. Is there something you can get past?
Tommy's like,
Is there something that you
don't
can
have
get
me
past?
this mess.
Wow.
He looked
You
tired.
guys
Already
will
he has
try to
wrinkles
talk
on
it
his
out and see
forehead.
what happens when you have that heart-to-heart conversation. But it needs to be had.
Yeah.
I hope you
Like
have the
right
wisdom to
now.
do that.
I want to give a certain amount of grace because this journey's not easy, but it's tough. I feel like my character's being attacked, and
Yep.
I can't stand for that.
Yep.
Make sense?
Tommy keeps throwing out that there might be some hope, and right now, the way that I'm feeling, I'm like, yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah,
So
I am
leave it at
sure
that.
you know he doesn't want you anymore.
We will,
You probably
see what
feel
love
that.
takes us.
Sid, what's her name?
Shiloh.
Yeah.
Shiloh.
Why does
Okay.
any human being on this planet talk to Tommy about anything? That's not who you go to for advice
Well,
ever in your life.
Obviously, she called Tommy.
Mommy, because there's no other therapist on standby.
She called Tommy because, like Phil said, and you know I am always down for the women. But I cannot really take Shiloh's part in this. Like, I am like, and you know how
What
I
do
was
you mean?
feeling. You know how I was feeling about Phil. Like, he had already seen Sydney, and he's whole back, legs, everything was out the door.
Exactly, that's my
Okay.
thing though.
So I
that's why
already
I
know
think-
that. However, I do believe, though, because he had that first connection with Shiloh, okay? Remember, he had liked Carrie, and Carrie liked Dante instead. And so Shiloh was the first one who actually gave him her ear, and he was able to talk to her. So he still has, this is my first heart-to-heart person. Okay, so even though he's feeling Sydney, he probably, when Sydney started to cry, I kind of saw him look down, like, So Phil strikes me to be somebody who gets, I don't want to say triggered, but he appears to me to be someone who does not quite know yet, he hasn't learned yet how to handle a woman who gets emotional.
Not at all.
Okay? So, we saw that with Aisha, even though he went and hugged her and everything, but you could tell that it was kind of like, okay, all right? So we know that about Phil, right? Now, but I think that when he went to Sydney, so he has had that little pause where, okay, it's not totally wonderful with Sydney. It's great. I really like her, right? But there is this little emotional stuff. Let me go check on Shiloh and see. So I think that when he went with Shiloh, when they went out this time, he was still feeling her, probably more so with Sydney, but he's still feeling Shiloh. Now, this is where it gets tricky. Shiloh is all in on Phil, okay? Then she realizes that, when he kissed me that day, he probably did not give me an answer.
He
But
didn't give her
right,
an answer.
But he tells her in the car, I got you. I got you. Just, be patient with me. I got you. They still continue to go out, and women don't let a date go on forever. You already at the house or wherever. You had your dinner. There's no need to go for extra drinks, and there's no need to go dancing. Okay? The date is going too long. You're being too readily accessible to this man as though you don't have a life. So here goes Shiloh. You all are out there, 3 o'clock in the morning. Then you now, both of you are yelling. You want an answer. I want an answer. Well, he cannot give you an answer because he's still trying to see where he gonna be. But at this point that you're yelling, he probably don't want you no more. You see that in his eyes. You want to force him to what? Yell at you and tell you, I don't want you, girl. He's not going to do that because he likes to play Mr. Nice Guy. He will not do that in that setting. Okay? He will avoid pain. Men try their best to avoid pain. We'll be right back. Let's stop there.
That blonde wig does not look good on you, Sabrina. It does not.
Oh, her people are not here. She's going through.
You just said don't. I know, but I'm changing my mind. I have choices. Okay. Yeah. I want you to go on. Okay.
Okay.
Well, because Frank could have dated her this whole time. They've known each other for a while, but he
That's
never
with
did.
Sydney, yes.
Yeah.
And why she still wants him, I don't know. Oh, he's a beverage brand owner.
Speak out, yada for days. But I'm also definitely feeling Mumin. So I'm hoping that I get some information that's going to allow me to make my decision a little bit easier.
Sarah, this is Frank.
Frank be moving his head like this, y'all. Like,
You too.
Sarah definitely looked like she was down for the business. She was ready to grill me.
Are you nervous?
well, he's not meeting the parents. He's only meeting her friend.
Answer is yes.
Interesting.
What drew you to Sabrina?
From the first time that we said hello
This is so
We, like,
weird that they have a
locked
Zoom
eyes and
connection.
just started
For
giggling
Sabrina.
no reason.
We still do that now.
We still do that.
As far as like your future, do you want to be married, kids?
I've always wanted to be married. I don't even remember the last time in my life that I didn't think about the fact that I wanted to be married. Yeah.
So I've heard that
So
you
he's a
usually
beverage brand
date
owner. What does she do,
women.
Sydney?
I don't know. She said she's in a nightlife.
Does it feel,
Okay.
since you are dating Sabrina and she's older than what you usually date?
It's refreshing that she gets my pop culture references.
So you're ready to be with an older woman?
I'm ready to be with a woman that I can cherish and that cherishes me. When I think about Sabrina, you know, I'm a widower. And sometimes I think, well, had my wife not passed away, she'd be Sabrina's age. And so that's the type of beauty I'd be looking at anyway.
I was like, oh, I didn't really think about it like that. That was cool. And it's
That
like,
wig
you
is
know, he
not
has his
cute on you,
preferences,
Sabrina. And what
but
are we
I feel
doing
like
with
I
this
look
high
just as
neck
good as some
church
of these
mermaid
30-year-olds out
outfit?
here. So, you know, and I think you probably feel the same way too.
She should have did
It does not go with a,
She should have did a black
Yeah.
wig and maybe got rid of the
because
high
that
neck.
whole wig
So,
and the
tell me, are you
outfit
dating
aged
other
her
women?
10, like,
Solid years.
yeah.
Her friend is so pretty.
Yeah.
So I am technically dating one other woman.
Why is Sydney standing up?
Within that, I mean, I think
Why isn't she
currently
sitting down?
I'm here to talk about Sydney. Sydney, I don't know how this process is going to end because you're part of the answer to that,
Mm-hmm.
but I know I don't want it. I know that I want us to enjoy each other for a
Are
very
you
long
telling her
time.
the same thing?
I'm gonna be blunt about this. I really do enjoy spending time with Mumin, but I know that I don't want to lose you, and I'm having a hard time with that.
Ooh.
Sydney's getting a little bit out of her cutesy femininity thing. She's like standing up. Oh, also, we wanted to talk about the fact that Sydney's there telling her mom, "Don't." We'll be back. I'll talk
Okay,
about
right.
that.
Ooh.
Tell me.
She looks pissed,
Okay.
Sydney.
You're feeling like when you talk to him, did you feel anything like it's something that's not sincere, or I feel like it's something about him that's not sitting, like your gut, your intuition?
I actually didn't get that at all with him. He looks like he's genuine.
Well, we'll see. Stephanie was like, oh my god, I like him, but I'm nervous because obviously I don't pick men well, so I got a lot to think about.
Sarah, it
I
was
had
a
so much
pleasure to
fun.
meet
You're
you.
leaving me now, though?
I'm gonna get a churro.
Oh my goodness. Let's cheers to the cheers.
When it comes to Sydney, I really see something strong with us. There's a lot about her that I like, but she's almost too much like me. And I don't know if I need a second me.
I want to know how
She's
you feel
almost
about
too much like me.
Definitely getting the vibes, like, I know he can do all that touching and stuff, but like,
You think
I
the
don't want it
razzle
to
dazzle
be-
is not really the razzle dazzle?
yeah, like I don't, you guys give me sort of like, kind of like you're very
Friend?
friendly, yeah.
Now I'm starting to think, oh my gosh, is this gonna make just like a really good best guy friend more so than a love interest? Scary.
I like Frank, but do I like him for you? I'm not completely sold.
Mm.
I mean, I think we all knew that.
I mean, okay, let's put that on.
Okay, I just want to quickly say this. The whole thing with
Yeah.
Sydney when her mom was there telling her, oh, you know, she was asking him about his finances and stuff like that. She's
Right.
like, so you can ask a man about his finances? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
You don't have to act like if your parents asking it, then you sit down quietly.
Exactly. Your mom is asking that. That's what your mom is supposed to do. So you don't have to come to his defense.
Yes.
So go ahead. But you were saying about Momin's mom. Yeah, her saying, like, interrupting the mom when the mom was asking about money.
No, we already talked about that. So yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, now
Yeah,
it
he
seems
can
like
handle it.
Sydney's friend is not really feeling Frank.
Yeah, she
Which
said
I think
that
we
they
all knew
seem
that
to
was
be
gonna work.
friends, more friends and not like love interest.
Yeah, and Frank said he doesn't want to be with somebody who reminds him too much of himself.
You know, I think that Sydney likes Frank more than Frank likes. I don't know. I feel like Frank really likes Sydney, but he might be afraid. Like he might feel like, you know, to be with a woman like Sydney, will he continue to keep her attention? Will he be able to do that? And he is willing to let her go and be with Mumin if he doesn't feel as though, because he has to see Sydney later on. Like wherever he works, she's close by.
Well, hopefully she'll be with Phil, so it wouldn't matter. I'm sure he's hoping for that too.
Oh, and that's the thing too. If she's with Phil, that means maybe Phil will come and see her where she works, and Frank will be there. Ugh, that might
well,
be
it really don't
dicey.
matter. She just needs to choose who's right for her. Phil, I'm not really sure if he's right for Sydney now, because I'm just like,
he really likes her.
Well, I don't know, because of what he did to Shiloh. What if he does have to sit
to
Sydney in the future?
Let me finish saying this about the whole Shiloh and Phil thing. He said that, so it's 4 a.m. in the morning. She tells him, I need some space. They are walking to the car. She says, I need some space. And she starts walking down an alley. So he goes and he grabs her, picks her up, and she is upset. She is triggered. I am sure that made her feel like some kind of way. But I can understand why he picked her up and doesn't want her to go down the alley at 4 a.m. Because if something happens, he's the one who has to go fight for them.
What is this outfit, Sabrina?
You know, so, you know, but I do understand both sides. I can see how Shiloh is triggered by that. And also I understand Phil saying she kind of acts like she doesn't understand why I picked her up. And he's making it seem as though maybe I was physically abusive to her.
Shiloh looks like she's about to cry at this meeting. She does not look happy.
Shiloh knows that she has lost Phil. I think she already knew that. So I feel as though her outrage is also because he has lost interest in her. I think it's added to, you know, her triggers. That's what I think.
But we did do a Zoom call with her. She met with Walter.
I know that
and
was
she
weird.
asked
The whole Zoom call.
So that's your sister?
Probably based off of the conversation that I had with
No,
her
that's her friend.
previously.
But you know her mom is Korean. Maybe it's a cousin. I don't know.
Oh, she's Korean.
Her mom, one of the parents is Korean and the other one is black.
Oh.
Yeah.
So she's
Walter
biracial.
and I, we really have a connection. You know, this is the end of the journey. This is the end of the road. Well, I got a lot to think about.
What is going on with these blonde wigs?
I was Frank that day. We met the family.
Mostly because my father is West African. African men do not play. There's not much you can get past them, but Frank is also West African.
That's a good connection already, man.
It was really, really cool. He held his own.
What did Daddy say?
They gave me the thumbs up. They were like,
once Daddy said yeah.
yeah.
Because that's nothing else to ask.
Yeah, I know. It was really cool to see.
All right. Aisha?
My mom and my brother came in.
Aisha's so pretty.
It was amazing.
She reminds me of Eartha Kitt.
My mom felt like he was stand up. My brother said the same thing. My mom asked him, what does his future look like? Season, reason, lifetime. Where does my daughter fit? And he said, lifetime.
Oh, I like that.
All right, that was good. It was really good.
Sid,
Yeah.
you had 2 dates.
I did.
Oh my God. Was it awkward for you?
No, I actually was really nervous for Phil to meet my parents, but he came in with red roses for me, white roses for my mom, and he brought my dad a
Shiloh
bottle of
finna
bourbon.
throw a table.
Oh, that's right. So Shiloh didn't even get for him to meet the parents.
My mom absolutely adored
Oh,
me.
so that's why Tommy came in.
And the second date was, of course, with Frank. He met my sister, Sarah. Who doesn't like Frank? Everyone just
her
likes him.
sister.
Wow. Pressure when she asked him those hard questions either, but she was just worried. She was like, who am I going to go with at the end of this?
Did she pick one for you?
She did.
Really?
I'm not going to say.
Okay.
I'm not gonna say.
I'm not gonna say.
All right. My girl, Shiloh. Talk to me.
I'm hearing everybody share their stories about people meeting their families, and I'm
That's
not
why
gonna
women
lie,
should
like,
not
I was
choose men
really
before they
looking
choose
forward
you.
to Phil meeting
Just
my
saying.
family. It was gonna be really cool.
Shiloh, she's an
and it
intimate
was a little
coach,
bit
but I
disappointing.
don't know.
As
How
know,
you
we had
cannot
a
see
discussion
that the man is
earlier
not
this
into
week,
you,
Tommy,
I don't
I told you to
Well, let's not
decide
discredit
I
her
didn't feel
job.
comfortable with him meeting my family anymore.
Holy what?
Just so the rest of the ladies know, I
Yeah.
mean, you and I have already had a conversation.
We went out. At the end of the evening, we're talking. Voices are getting elevated. So I start to walk away. Like, I need a moment. Then he continues to follow me. And, you know, he takes matters into his own hands and literally picks me up, then takes me back towards the direction of the car. I don't fear for my life, y'all. It's not that way. It's not that I felt that he was going to harm me. But when I asked for a moment, that for me was enough to say that he didn't respect me. And for that, he was not going to meet my family.
That's a lot to unpack, Shiloh. I do like the fact that you are letting us know he wasn't trying to harm you.
Right.
Yeah.
Because then I'd have had an issue with Phil.
Yeah.
It's him taking matters in his own hands and thinking that this is okay. Let me pick her up and bring her over here. Yeah, and you don't feel like that right now. So
No.
I totally understand. Sydney, you've been dating Phil.
I haven't experienced any of
Experienced
that.
anything like this at all?
Nothing even close to it. So it's shocking to hear this. But I know he's a protector, so I can understand why he wanted to get you to the car, but by no means should he have picked you up if you said no.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I am sorry that you went through that.
Oh, Sydney's so
I
nice.
know Phil on a different level, and the things that you're saying about him, I literally just can't picture it. Like, he's the complete opposite of what you're saying. I just really want to hear Phil's perspective. Do you mind if I have a conversation with him?
Go for it.
Okay.
Have a conversation.
Thank you.
Shiloh.
Okay, she
Where
asked.
are
That was
you
nice of her
now?
to
I like
ask.
Sydney.
And say, do you mind if I have a
Just
conversation?
heartened.
Can this be repaired?
I mean, I don't know how.
I want you to be happy. That's important.
Let him use some of that
I
shit.
know he said that he wants to have a follow-up conversation from our conversation. I think I grant him that.
I'm happy to hear that you want to have the conversation. If nothing else, it's at least closure.
Yeah.
So we just have to see where it goes. You know, we're on a journey to find out love, follow your heart, but at the same time, you gotta follow your instincts too.
Right.
You gotta trust that.
You have to follow them all the
So
time.
listen, no eliminating today. Just all let you do what you have to do. That's what's important right now. And then we'll talk.
Okay,
after
11 minutes left.
You all had a conversation.
Why you shading? Why you looking like that?
I'm kind of looking the same way everybody in the group is looking. Like, everybody's like, you know. Yeah.
Well, no elimination, which I
mean,
thought would be right. I thought that's just.
Well, because it's time for the women to be eliminated. I think everybody's gonna go with Shiloh probably, and then it will be sad because
Well,
it'll
she
be
should-
like,
well,
it'll be
I-
like, well, that's not fair, you know,
Well,
that
at
kind
this-
of thing.
Well, I mean, at this point, she should just self-eliminate herself because it's not going to work with Phil. There's no other options. You know, if you go with anybody else's man, you're gonna be the enemy.
Yeah.
So it's really just best to go home.
Yeah.
And just for your own peace. And
Yeah.
Tommy, like I said, nobody should ever ask Tommy for any type of advice ever in this life.
I
Why
think-
are you still
I
asking?
think he
Do
did
you
good.
think it can be repaired? Do you think it can be repaired? Do you see the
Because-
tears coming from my face and how I've aged and with
You
these bags
know,
under my
that's-
eyes? You
but-
just gonna work?
But
No.
do you? Well, she says I don't know how. She didn't say no. She said I don't know how.
That's the issue.
And that's exactly.
The
she
issue with
still
women is
likes,
we will be broken and we will still want to make it work.
She likes Phil. That's the bottom line. And like
He
Sydney
don't
said
like
something that was
you,
very important.
honey.
Like he is a protector, and so I mean I can honestly see because okay I'm looking at this whole thing. Like I have 4 brothers, and I know that like my favorite brother, will.
Oh yeah, favorites.
Yeah, I have a favorite. And I know that he will do that. You're going down, even if I am going down an alley and we had just argued, he will pick me up. He will tell me, you're going to sit in the back seat. That's the space you're going to get. But you're not going down this alleyway. at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Well, she said
We're
she
not
didn't feel
doing
like
that
he's going to harm
because
her.
if something happens to you, he will feel awful. And then the thing is, you're going down an alleyway. You're putting him at risk because he's the one who has to stay around. Well, what do you want him to do? Go down the alleyway with his car? There's no place to turn in the alley.
Yeah.
What do you want him to do exactly? And then if he had left you for you to go there, and he had gone in his car and driven off, or stayed in the car and something happened to you in the alleyway, and you come back with all disheveled, you will say, what kind of person is he? What kind of man is he that let me go and be unprotected? He could have walked behind me, but who is going to stand and let you go down an alleyway? You could have walked in the streets, in front of the car or something. You have to go there. And that's why he picked you up. And I think she understands that. That's why she's making... And you know what I don't like, though? When she spoke to Tommy, she did not really say this point.
Well, I'm glad she clarified because I was thinking this man was trying
Exactly. And that's why Phil said, I have a feeling like she's trying to, assassinate my character.
Yeah.
Because she did not do... When she was with the women now, she says, no time. She volunteered that information without being asked.
Right.
No time did I feel like I was in danger from him picking me up. She made that very clear. But she didn't do that with Tommy.
Well, maybe she
was still in her feelings. She knows this man does not want her anymore. Take your L. Get some clarity. And I expect, because you're an intimate, coach.
Let's not talk about her job, Mom.
No, I'm feeling like psychologically you would have been able to do all that. But anyway, she's here talking to Phil. Hopefully this will work.
She's looking a little better.
I genuinely wanted to apologize. As a man, I feel like I should have
She still look pissed as hell. She still look at least 3 years older. But she did put on some makeup, cover the bag.
She still wants him. He doesn't want her.
Okay.
He should have just told her.
I wanted to invite you here to talk to you about where we left off with Tommy.
I've been trying to get in touch with you.
Yeah, I just wasn't ready to talk about anything, really. Phil was my strongest connection in this process. So after this whole thing has happened now, I'm like, hey, go back and reevaluate, Shiloh. Sometimes we need a wake-up call to just be like, hey, girl, pay attention to those things a little bit more now because they might not be so little. The way we left off with Tommy,
I think it's over, Shiloh. There ain't nothing more to look at or pay attention to.
I'm really hurt. I'm angry. You don't know how it feels to not be in an open area and not be able to leave.
I don't.
You don't have marks on yourself to remind you.
She has
if I
marks
say
on
don't
herself.
touch me, you have no idea what I've been through in my life that makes me say don't touch me.
So she's probably physically abused. So she's triggered, which I understand.
Yeah. It's not in your best interest.
I know what's best for me.
I made a judgment call. You being mad at me for picking you up is reversible. The alternative of something happening
to you
is not.
Yeah.
If
Maybe he has been through stuff too.
And something happens to you. Who is that on that?
Could you not have followed me
This
and
is
backed away?
A place that
and
I,
observed
as
me?
a man, wouldn't even want to be walking down. I made a decision. I'm not trying to take away from your pain. I'm not trying to take away from your anger. I'm not trying to discredit what you feel. I'm trying to tell you why.
I don't want to hear your reasonings anymore because there's no reason, none. And
Do you feel like I was trying to hurt you?
Yes.
You feel like I was trying to hurt you?
Emotionally, yes.
Emotionally.
Shiloh saying I tried to hurt her emotionally. It hurts. That wasn't the intent. I felt like
Shiloh, you just missed me with that mess. I'm sorry.
This is no, Shiloh, no. I know you hurt, but baby girl.
How do you respond to that? Like,
no,
this is dead.
Point.
This relationship is dead.
Don't respond. Yeah, just don't bother.
I didn't ever think
just
that
let her
level of
listen.
Communication, even the challenges in our communication would ever lead to something like this.
No,
and
she
the
is.
most hurtful part was just knowing how we ended that last conversation and that it felt like there wasn't a true acknowledgement, honestly, an acknowledgement.
Acknowledgement
I wanted to
of
tell
what?
the person while I can understand where your head may have been at, I don't know how we could get to here. Like, I'm still for real processing.
I'm sorry
That you feel that way.
that this all happened. My feelings for Shiloh are confused because there is still some feelings there, but at the same time, it's not the same feelings that I had
Absolutely
early
not.
on. We are not a good match.
Nope.
We're not a good fit.
At all.
That's sad.
Yeah,
And
that's
it's
sad.
disappointing.
Yeah.
I'm heartbroken.
She's heartbroken because he held her, grabbed her from the alley, or is she heartbroken because he don't want her no more?
Could be a little bit of both.
Like she's mixing the whole issues.
I think
Now she says she has bruises on her that, you know, he doesn't have to see the bruises.
I'm going to Tommy because after this last little thing, I just am here to basically let Tommy know how that conversation went.
Last time we talked, you kind of didn't know where
Why
you
y'all
were
keep on
on
talking
this
to this?
journey. Have you made a decision?
So I had a conversation with Phil.
How did that go?
It was unfortunate because it became defensive, and he asked me if I believed that he was intentionally, you know, trying to harm me or cause me harm.
Do you think he was intentionally trying to harm you?
Yes. Emotionally.
Stop saying that,
You think he was trying to
Shiloh.
harm you emotionally?
Even Tom's like harm you
No, I said
emotionally.
Okay.
And I still believe that. I don't believe that he was trying to do me physical harm.
Okay.
But it comes to a point where enough is enough.
Okay.
I have a level of love for myself, a level of compassion for
I have
myself
no
And
idea.
respect.
to know that I've been through enough challenges that I don't want to go down that road again. So for me, this journey is come to an end. So,
Well, I understand it. I understand your reasoning.
yeah,
I wish you well.
Had
it's
too
been
many
a
people.
good ride. I've learned so much.
Yeah.
I'm so appreciative of you and everything that this process has given
Thank
me.
you.
And I just carry on. This is a life-altering experience.
Tommy's better hurry her up out of
I was
that.
like, yeah, okay. Let
Yeah.
me go home now.
Thank you.
To end this process, you know, with someone, having to accept the fact that that did not happen is hella challenging.
You walk away with nothing else. You walk away loving yourself.
Exactly.
That's all that matters.
That's it.
All right,
Continue. Thank you so much.
Wish you well.
Mm.
All right. Be
Cheers.
blessed.
Thank you. I'm gonna love on myself as hard as I can, and I'm gonna be compassionate towards my decision. I'm not gonna second guess myself. I do believe that I will eventually find love.
Next time on the season finale of Ready to Love. It is now that time. Fella, you will be introducing your favorite lady to the people that know you the best. It's time to take it to the facts.
How long you know?
Couple of months.
What are you saying, Walter?
It's energy.
That's all you can give me right now.
It's too early.
Walter and I's connection, it's always been strong, but there have been red flags.
Well, if you hadn't connected with Phil, would you be with Frank?
After 10 intense weeks of romance and drama, everything comes down to this.
I love
We're
that
about to
dress.
find out which of our final couples are truly ready to love.
I'm usually calm, cool, and collective, but
Oh,
it was
this
a
is pretty.
Aisha look good, honey.
And I was just hoping he reciprocate the energy.
Aw. So that's the finale. That'll be the finale next time. Okay.
Yeah.
I've had a couple of facial
Oh,
rituals.
wait.
Really sweating. A lot's on the table.
This is the thing.
I'm so drawn to both.
What's gonna happen? I don't know.
Ready to Love season finale Friday 8/7 Central, followed by the series premiere of Ladies Who List Atlanta, part of Real Drama Weekends on OWN.
All right. Well, let's just wrap up with Shiloh.
So yeah, because I'm gonna lean back here and let you.
Okay, now. Shiloh, I found it was kind of weird. You know, you were right. Okay, now, she loves it when I say she's right. Anyway, but my thing is, it was weird. You said that, was he trying to hurt me? Yes. Emotionally.
Yes.
Like, was that
She
necessary?
is trying to gaslight. That's how I
Yeah.
feel. She's trying to gaslight in some way, and I have to keep on going back to her profession, because for somebody who
Maybe she works for just sex.
who knows
Maybe not
the
intimacy.
emotional stuff, the psychology stuff, and all that, to be an intimacy coach,
Maybe she's talking about sex.
you
mom.
should be able to very quickly step back and be able to put everything in its compartment. Yes, he grabbed me. I did not like that. I don't like being picked up because I was attacked before in my life or whatever. But I do recognize that that is a trigger, and that's what triggered me. However, I understand he's not trying to physically harm me. I'm bruised because he grabbed me that hard.
No, she's talking about in her past.
Well, she says that what I heard from her was, there are bruises that you can't see or something. You don't
have to see the
you don't have to
bruises
see the
because you don't know what I went
bruises
through in my life.
because you don't know what. So what it is, what that sounded to me like was that maybe there's some bruises that her clothes is covering, because that's why I feel is sitting back like, whoa, and then you see him just say, we're not a good match, because it's almost like someone I don't want to make this. It's like someone accusing you of some abuse.
Yeah.
Physical abuse.
That's
that
like
you
said,
have not done.
You're hurting my
right?
character.
And she's very clear to say that I don't feel you physically abused me.
Well, she never said that to him.
No, that's what he said, because he asked her. You see, he asked her, he said, do you think I was physically trying to hurt you?
Yes.
She said
emotionally.
Yes. Emotionally.
I'm like,
you
girl.
understand what I'm saying? But because it took you those 2 seconds to say emotionally, what he heard is this woman accusing me of some physical,
and he's like,
physical abuse.
Yeah.
That will give me jail time if I stick to this woman. That's what he was thinking, for real. That's why in his confessional he was just like, yeah.
Because I
was feeling her for a moment, but she and I are not a good match. Because he's like, oh, hell no.
Yeah.
This woman trying to get me in jail. Now when she did the same thing to Tommy, all I could think about was
even Tommy was like, wow. Yes. Like
exactly.
That's
and then she said
say that to somebody.
It's almost like some gaslight stuff.
It was
that
like
she's
some.
on.
It was
like
like
she,
da-da-da-da.
Yes. Like she's getting a high off of that. Yes.
Well, I wouldn't say a high, but it just
emotional. Like
I was like,
you being an intimacy coach, I'm not expecting that behavior. I mean, I'm expecting you to get to a clarity very quickly in order to say it triggered me because I have been physically abused and verbally abused, however they sexually abused, whatever it is, and I'm not making light of that. But I have been abused, so when he grabbed me, it triggered me. But I recognize that is my trigger. And I do also recognize that he wasn't physically trying to harm me.
I feel like...
And then you also have the clarity to say, when I kind of just heard what I wanted to hear from him in that kitchen, when he kissed me, he also did not give me an answer. And even though I have been in the club with him till 4 o'clock in the morning, he still has not given me an answer. And I probably will not get a straight answer from him because, like Aisha said a while back, this is a process. This is a process. He has 2 women that he wants, myself and Sydney, and he's not going to... Now, I have to ask myself, Shiloh, hey, do you want to even bother with someone who cannot give you a straight answer right now? Or are you going to understand that it is a process? He's not going to give you an answer right now, and he doesn't need to because we are still in this process. He has not made a decision yet. Not because I'm just holding on to him. That means that he got to just hold on to me and just bump Sydney. You know? So I expect her, because of the job she has, and being that in that stage, that you're able to make those connections and connect those dots relatively quickly. You shouldn't be with Tommy and be gaslighting somebody. And then you went to Phil again, you know, and I do believe if Phil had said, probably maybe what she wanted to hear, in a sense, like, I'm sorry, I want to be with you and stuff, I'm really hurt they were not together, I think Shiloh maybe would have said yes. Like, she likes Phil, but the thing is,
I'm sorry, a man don't want to go to jail, and if he see a woman who's going to do that to him, he is going to be out the door.
First of all, any little stuff like this, like all that she was doing, because
she should have said no, but emotionally I feel like you were. But yeah, as soon as somebody hears yes, they don't hear what you said after that. They hear the yes.
Yes,
literally.
But she pauses.
That's what I'm saying. Nobody cares about your 3-second pause.
Pauses like,
oh, she said yes. Okay, I see what this type of stuff is
emotionally. And then you go and it's like, I don't whatever you anymore, and blah blah blah. And it was just too much. It was quite a bit. It was quite a bit, and I don't usually something like that. I am always taking like the woman's side, always hang strong. But in this, Shiloh, I just cannot. You tell us what you think about that whole Shiloh and Phil thing. I'm sure a lot of people are gonna have a lot to say.
Yeah,
and different points of view and stuff like that. But that's how I kind of saw it, and usually I'm not for a guy putting a hand on a woman.
Well, he didn't
like
put his
that.
hands on her. I guess he just literally picked her up
and
over
his shoulder. Exactly.
That's what I'm thinking.
So, because if something has happened, like he said, you being mad at me because I picked you up and took you to safety, he's like, you'll get over that. But what you will not be able to get over is if something happened to you in that alleyway. You see, that's a lifelong thing.
And he said even he as a man would not have wanted to go there.
Yeah, he's like,
so you were right about
I'm
that.
not going to go to that alleyway. Because, usually in those alleys, it's more than one person there.
Absolutely.
He cannot fight them.
Yeah.
He cannot fight them. They're going to beat him up, steal his car, and then probably do some stuff to you, do some stuff to him. Then what? Then you're going to say, oh, and then if he had just gone to the car, you would have said, Tommy,
why didn't you protect me?
Can you believe
why didn't you protect me?
And Tommy will ask you, oh my God, you left her there? You see?
It's
like,
a lose-lose situation.
So, yeah, you're damn if you do, you're damn if you don't. And he was like between a rock and a hard place. And usually when I hear guys say that, I'm like, excuses.
Yeah.
And I'm now saying it on his behalf. And I don't even like Phil like that. I don't.
Well, I mean, I thought he was a little bit of a player.
Yeah. He's one of those nice guys. Run from those.
Yeah.
But yeah, but in this one, I am Tim Phil. Yeah. So you guys let us know.
You should have just went home. You did not. That's why I believe you should not be physical with anybody because one, it clouds your judgment. Kissing, holding hands.
Kissed. But yeah,
he kissed me, but she's like, oh, reassurance, affection.
I know, that's what she thought.
But then she got home. It's like, hold on, wait, this man give me no damn answer. That's why you should not be
back out with him that same day, the next day or whatever.
No, yeah, on
after
the way back home, and then at night
to the club for what?
And then you're out till 4 or 5. Girl, you should have left at midnight. Got your beauty
sleep. What? After 10 o'clock, go home.
But this is where Shiloh went wrong, where she said, I'm choosing you. No woman should ever choose a man before he chooses her. Don't do that.
It's a dating show, too.
Yeah, it's a dating show. I'm sorry. Unless a man makes it crystal clear he wants you, don't go and expose yourself like that. Why? That's why I liked women like Alexis, Sydney, and the other girl, Kyra. They played the game. They kept their options. And what I liked about Kyra was the fact that she chose herself.
Again?
You know that one who's calling that guy fat and bald? You know that guy who, what was his name? London.
Oh, Alexis. Yes. Alexis.
She was a little immature, but she kept her options.
She did.
That
was hilarious. That was actually quite funny.
Every woman should have her options until it is finalized.
No, she did call him bald and what else? Old?
Bald and fat, I believe.
Oh.
That girl was crazy.
Oh, God.
But she was hilarious.
That was a mess, especially the reunion. Oh my God, that was hilarious.
But the crazy reunion was with Reva and that guy Mario when he said, "Oh, I'm with her now." He said, "You're with her?" He said, "Yeah." And then he went over there and kissed her. I'm like, but still, that couple, he still hasn't engaged her. It's been 3 years now.
I know.
That's why. always thought he was weird with the whole, I
Well,
need
you
to
know
know
the
about
other
her nail
thing-
polish, this, that, and the third. I mean,
Yeah.
you can talk about it if you're paying for it, but it's
Well,
not,
I
it
mean,
goes
I'm sure
down.
they'll be maybe because of COVID, and she strikes me as one of those people who probably want a nice size wedding.
He hasn't engaged her, though.
Oh, I like the way he said hasn't engaged her though.
Because I mean, if you want to wed, that's fine, but where's the ring at, bruh? Where the ring at? Where the ring? Where's that ring? Ring. Anyway,
Oh my
but-
goodness gracious! It's
Yes.
hot like fire.
Yes,
so they
y'all.
did not get rid of anyone, which I'm
Which
sure
I'm
it would have
happy.
been Shiloh.
I mean, I
and
think Tommy was just waiting for her to self-eliminate. It's like, I'm not going to be the bad guy.
Tommy looked so tired.
Tommy
of
can't
her.
be bothered. He's
No,
trying to
she
go to the club
actually-
later.
He looked tired of Shiloh. He looked tired of Shiloh. He was just like this. Yeah, wish you well. He did not even hug her because I'm sure he's like, let me just the hands. Here we go. Yes. Good luck.
He's like, that was
Yes, and then he said,
exhausting.
he was like, yeah.
That man looked exhausted, y'all. Tommy, I don't know. I should be
Shiloh.
seeking advice from Tommy.
I
He
mean,
is not
I
some
will-
beacon of
Yeah.
a wonderful relationship. He was with this woman for 20 years and then married her just before the show.
And you know
I'm
something
sorry.
else I have to say? Of all the women to kind of do this, what Shiloh was doing, of all the women left, she would have been the last that I would have expected this. And I think that's why I am like, I expected her to gain that clarity, like on her own. More than anything, we need to be able to be honest with ourselves.
I always keep my one eye open on women who choose men first and let them
okay.
know.
Oh, I see.
always feel like that's some weird stuff.
Okay, got
Like,
you,
especially
got
with
you.
men, always had one corner eye, had to look at her.
Yeah.
Shiloh, who else
Yeah.
was it? Somebody else. I can't remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a little
Zadia.
bit, yes,
Yeah,
that
that-
little bit controlling stuff a little bit.
Yeah.
And then that
Yeah.
other crazy girl,
Which
what
one
her
was
name
that?
at? The one who stole Corey.
Courtney.
No, not him. Where's that guy's name?
Oh,
The
Camille.
Yes, her.
Camille.
Yeah. That's a little bit of control issue. And Sabrina too. There are a lot of women that had to keep my one eye open.
I don't think.
And she was oh, the only thing I like about him is the vibe or
Yeah, his
something.
vibe
She's
or
like,
his
are you
energy.
serious?
And
She said it's too early to assume.
And then the other thing too.
She's a
is
little
like,
weird.
You have to remember that his wife passed away. They probably had a good relationship with his wife, like his family.
Well,
You know what I'm saying? So now they're looking at you, Sabrina, and you're not going the extra mile. It's like, oh, I like his vibe. I don't even know what that means.
Sabrina
Can you
is
imagine
weird.
if a guy tells you I like your vibe?
I'm sorry,
I
you
am-
will never hear from me again.
will
You better go about your
never.
business.
You will never hear from me.
You won't
again.
even sniff the air that I'm walking in.
For you to be able to see some kind of vibe, like no.
Hot mess. I don't know, Sabrina. Something. All the screws ain't up there. There's a few on the floor rolling around somewhere. Somewhere around. It's out there somewhere. Yeah. I knew she was off when she got up from the table and was like, I don't need any confirmation from another woman. I actually have to go. I have a stylist appointment.
Oh, I
Remember when you met
that.
the ex?
Yes.
I was shocked that was his ex though, but then it makes sense why he was into Sabrina, I guess. That girl nails were long.
Well, that's right. She had very long nails.
I
Yeah,
made
that's
me
so
wonder what
true.
his wife looked like.
Yeah, that's so true. That is actually so true.
Not that there's anything wrong with it or whatever, but it was interesting to see what his type used to be.
Right.
But yeah, Frank, I really don't think Frank is serious about anybody. I don't think he's gonna pick Sydney, and I think he knows that Mootman is out of his league. And Mootman, you are now having to sit there and wait when you should have just waited with the other two. But yeah, skipped yourself on, went down the river, and was like, I ain't gonna be with neither one of y'all, and made a very quick judgment when you
Yeah.
should have just sat down and waited.
Yeah.
Or actually should have been playing the game. Go flirt with this person, flirt with that person, get to know him, got to know him, go on a couple dates, but
So,
yeah.
Oh, very interesting.
Yes, it was quite a bit today.
Yeah.
But yes, y'all, we are back in full effect next week. We got so many different shows happening, so we will be posting more frequently. So y'all get ready, y'all.
And if there's some show that you wanted us to
review,
look at,
please comment down below. Must see.
Yeah.
But yes.
Yeah, we'll be starting next week, right?
Yes, Clayton, I'm not getting involved no more with the Bachelor franchise. Y'all ain't gonna be having
come
me
on,
out
I
here.
watch that.
No, y'all ain't gonna be having me out here crying, showing my behind. Like, no, I'm not doing it no more. I'm gonna be like Mama. I'm gonna be unbiased and not care what happens. Because Clayton already seen with everybody in the franchise, so I don't know what's going on.
We need to watch that because I want to see that.
I'm gonna watch it, but I am not gonna get invested. Okay, y'all, I'm not getting invested no more. Michelle, you broke my heart and you broke Brandon's heart. Justice for Brandon, y'all. Justice.
Brandon is doing just fine. Brandon's doing just fine.
But yeah, y'all. All right, now.
You guys have a happy
New Year.
And we will see you after this weekend.
Yes. Good night. Oh, it's Mary.
And
And we invite you guys to like, subscribe, comment, and share. Because we're lit over here. Bye.